here in Vanua. We love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In this bulletin, 3 to be charged with murder for bus driver's death. Ministry to strengthen tobacco control policies. And Tourism Fiji launches Vinaka video.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Atera Lendua.
The case of 3 men who allegedly assaulted a bus driver on the 3rd of October, resulting in his death 2 weeks later, was called again in the Suva High Court today. The state today indicated that they will be filing a nolle prosequi on the charge of the act with intent to cause grievous bodily harm in order to proceed with murder charges. Mikaele Lawaniale Chosateki Roko Dakunivosa and Isikeli Langimbalavu were initially charged with act with intent to cause grievous bodily harm and were remanded by the Nosori Magistrates Court. However, the bus driver passed away in hospital a week later, and police then classified the case as murder. The 3 will be produced in the Suva High Court tomorrow and will be rearrested on murder charges yet to be laid. A second alleged case of police brutality is now under investigation by the Internal Affairs Department. Acting Commissioner of Police Rusiati Tundravu has directed that an alleged assault of a 21-year-old man be investigated. Claims have surfaced that the man was assaulted by police officers during a drinking session in Nasinu on Saturday. A relative of the victim has claimed that the 21-year-old man was dragged out of his house and beaten by police officers and later charged with breach of curfew. Anyone with information that could assist with investigations is requested to call the Internal Affairs Office on 990-5627. A substantial outflow of tambour to other countries has been a great concern for the Itauke Affairs Ministry. Deputy Secretary Saimoni Waimbuta says the current annual export quota of tambour is 224. And this is exhausted every year. He says about 1,125 legal tambours have gone out of Fiji over the past 5 years. He also highlighted other issues ranging from information gap between the main institutions responsible in monitoring the tambour movements to those in villages and individuals.
Issues, among others, have prompted the Ministry of Itauke Affairs to look into the possibility of being given the exclusive license to operate a tambour shop and to regulate the price of tambour. The need to protect and respect our cultural values that are accorded to this artifact in our Itauke communities are more daunting now than ever before.
Tax avoidance and evasion continues to undermine the effectiveness of tobacco control policies in Fiji. The Ministry of Health says unregulated tobacco products such as shisha and e-cigarettes are emerging within our borders. It says Fiji's step to becoming a party to the World Health Organization's protocol to eliminate illicit trade in tobacco products last year is timely and prudent. The ministry is working to strengthen Fiji's tobacco enforcement in the illicit trade of tobacco.
These activities range from legal actions such as purchasing tobacco products from lower tax jurisdictions to illegal ones such as smuggling and counterfeiting.
The impact of COVID-19 on food security may drastically affect people's diets. Permanent Secretary for Health, Dr. James Fong, says the pandemic has exposed and accentuated the food system, resulting in Fijians consuming less nutritional foods. Many Fijians have either lost their jobs or are working on reduced hours, and this has changed their spending behavior.
Our economy and employment has been severely affected. We have reduced incomes in many households. And it is envisioned that this may affect the ability to access adequate, safe, healthy diet.
Gospel School for the Deaf today received new school uniforms from the Chinese Embassy. The school received new sets of boys' and girls' uniforms and $10,000 in cash. School Director Russell Neat says this will assist the parents of students who have been affected by the pandemic. Neat adds the cash donation will address some financial issues they're facing.
We very much appreciated that because some of the families are finding things a bit hard with COVID and have lost jobs and so on. But then the additional surprise of that $10,000 cheque, we very much appreciate that. And
the Agriculture Ministry has begun the second phase of its seed distribution program for backyard gardening. Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy says it is being done to ensure food and nutrition security. Around 33,000 households have already benefited from the first phase of the seed distribution program. Dr. Reddy says other projects are being carried out to fast-track agricultural growth and development.
Wanting to expand the base of the agriculture sector so that we can have fast growth in agriculture. We have again started the second round of provision of agriculture seeds and planting material, cuttings, suckers, seedlings to farmers so that they can expand agriculture production.
Tourism Fiji is thanking the people of Fiji through a Vinaka video for their support of this domestic tourism campaign, Love Our Locals Fiji.
From the bottom of our hearts, we want to say a big vinaka to the people of Fiji for supporting our locals and getting Fijians back to work.
Thank you for participating in
Featuring Prime Minister Warange Bainimarama, Minister for Tourism Fayaz Koya, Tourism Fiji Chair Andre Filion, and other people in the tourism industry, the video is a message of gratitude. Since the launch on June 5th, the Love Our Locals Fiji campaign has gained momentum with close to 11,000 members on Facebook and over 150 industry partners participating with their local rates and specials. Tourism Fiji Director of Marketing Emma Campbell says the impact of the global pandemic means the domestic tourism market is more important than ever. Campbell says they are amazed by the response to the campaign and are delighted to see the people who have the means to travel are really enjoying exploring. Up ahead, consistency the key for Naitasiri. And Nasinu targets top 7 finish in VPL.
Bula FM number 2 and seri.
Bula FM number 2 and seri.
Naitasiri rugby coach Dr. Ilaitia Tuisese says they've been consistent in the Skipper Cup competition so far this year because of the depth of players in the squad. Last year, the side didn't perform well due to lack of quality players. Dr. Tuisese says it was hard to replace injured players. However, it is a different story this year as they can put together a team anytime with a vast pool of players in the squad.
Yes, I think we learned our lesson from last year. We didn't have this the squad, like the depth squad like we have now. So that's what we were doing from the beginning of the year. So I think it's, in a way, it's we're benefiting. Now when we have injuries, people going down in terms of form, and we got players to step in, to step up and replace them.
The Fiji Rugby Union is excited about the Vodafone Vanua semi-finals this week. Chief Executive John O'Connor says both venues are now confirmed, with Northland playing Ba at 3 p.m. on Friday at Ratu Thakumbau Park in Osori. O'Connor says Rewa and Nanukuloa were supposed to play at Prince Charles Park. However, that will not be the case.
Prince Charles Park will host Sawa and Telegu on Saturday. Nukuloa and Rewa will be played at Gave Park in Tabu. Sawa had initially planned to play at Nandobu. However, the cost of preparing Nandobu to meet the compliance requirements is quite cumbersome.
The Sinu football side has won only one goal, and that is to remain in the Vodafone Premier League next season. The Tangiwanalangi coached side is currently in 7th place in the VPL points table, with hopes of moving up the ladder after the remaining 3 rounds. Coach Wanalangi says the last 3 rounds will be crucial in determining if the team will face relegation come next year.
We found a lot of weakness in the team, which we're trying to build, and it's very hard when you don't have quality players in the team, when you don't have strength on the bench, so it's very hard, but we're trying to do with what we have in the squad right now, and just hope to improve and stay in the Premier Division.
World football star Cristiano Ronaldo has tested positive for coronavirus. We can expect generally clear skies and strong southeasterly winds the rest of today. There's a chance of overnight showers followed by a generally fine day tomorrow. And that's FBC News Now. Join us again at 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. In times of crisis, you need news you can trust. Get the facts from FBC's TV, radio, and digital news at fbcnews.com.fj, keeping Fijians connected with the truth. Enjoy your lunch.
Bula FM, number 2 NSR.
Bula FM, number 2 NSR.